They were born and raised to be housewives. Period. It is what it is. It's not me with my opinion. It's a fact. Hence why the feminist movement even started. White women were losing their husbands left and right to the war. They had to go out and make money for their families. They could not make money for their families because nobody was hiring white women, because white women did not have any skills. They didn't even have housekeeping skills because they all had, well, vast majority of them had nannies who were black. All of these little programs were made for y'all. The first people who was told to have kids so the government could take care of you were white women, not black women. Y'all really got to sit up here and be mad at white men because they the ones out here with the keys to success on how to brainwash the masses. You heard me. They got the keys to success on how to brainwash the masses. They really sat back and found a way to make all of y'all think that all of this stuff was made to benefit black people, and it wasn't. It was literally for white women. Same thing with, like, here's one of my biggest examples of white men brainwashing the whole entire world. Diamonds. Diamonds are worthless, okay? I said what the fuck I said. Diamonds are worthless. Gemstones will forever be 3 to 100 times more expensive than a diamond. Here's the next thing, and if somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but from my knowledge, a diamond is the only stone that can be recreated in a lab. And not only can it just be recreated in the lab, it can be recreated to the point where it seems and looks so real that nothing is going to register it as it being fake. You cannot do that with gemstone. But the white man made everybody believe that diamonds were top tier. It took over the whole entire world. They got the keys to brainwashing y'all. Like, I don't know how the white men figured it out, but baby, they got the keys to it. Here's another. White men went over into Africa and told Africa, hey, if y'all want to come to the United States, we'll help y'all get to the United States. But guess what? When you get to the United States, you're going to run into black Americans, and they ain't shit. They worthless, they lazy, they uneducated, they ghetto, they violent. Don't interact with them. You don't want to be a part of their community. You don't want to be a part of their culture. Just stay the fuck away. And to this day, there are Africans who come over to America and think that black people are the scum of the fucking earth because of what white people told them. See, here's the next thing about that lie. The lie was told so deep to Africans that the white men made Africans think that they wasn't going to come over here and get treated like black people. But guess what?
Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem, YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashem, Rakwakwadosh. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to Mighty Akim, Wagwathim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity, as well as a speckled bird that may look like they're the nations, but are actually Yasharala. This is Brother Kawa Cup coming at you with another lesson. Oh, actually, I just thought of another precept. Luke chapter 8 verse 17, for nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. Now, this is the thing here, because I'm telling you right now, like, now in recent years, there's just been an influx of information that's just been coming out on the forefront and stuff like that, because a lot of this stuff, primarily these government programs, like, it just lets us, it was never people saying that it's for black women, or black women are the primary benefits of, government things. The so-called black women primarily benefit from the government programs, and that's just not true. And stuff like what's it called, SNAP benefits, I think it's called that, or whatever, EBT, I don't know, I forgot, whatever, Slovakia, but food stamps, all right, basically they were saying that is a program for the blacks, affirmative action and all that stuff. they say all these stuff that they made for so-called black people, when in actuality, the true people are that they were made for are so-called white people. Now, the reason why we're saying that is why I can say this with full force is because of who the primary people that benefit from it. They said that the primary or the people that are mostly on food stamps, like by a majority, like I forgot the percentage, but I know it's more than 50%. It was so-called white people. White people are more on food stamps than any other race. All right, so that just goes to show just how things are. And then you also have the whole what's it called? I'm trying to think of the other ones. Oh yeah, affirmative action. A lot of white women actually benefit from what's it called, getting hired in terms of affirmative actions. They affirmative action basically encompasses minorities, and white women is grouped in as a minority. All right, so basically anytime that they've made government programs, also there was another program, I forgot what it was called, but there was this program for the so-called Native Americans where if they had brought $5 they got some benefit or some shit like that. And basically what the Edomites did was they went and just lied and said, oh yeah, I'm an Indian or whatever, and then they just paid $5, and then the government gave them the benefits as well, because they didn't really have any proper process when it comes. It was a really long time ago. I forgot the exact details, but just look up $5 Indian or something like that, because I'm pretty sure I definitely heard about it before. And that was basically the thing where anytime Esau had made a government program that was quote unquote targeted to help, the people that they had oppressed and they had wronged, it would always be accessible to other people. Like it would be accessible to Edomites. Affirmative action is also accessible to Asians, Hispanics, Indians, whatever. Like that's just how things work. And what the thing is, Esau, whenever Esau makes laws and whatever, he doesn't I'm trying to think of the word. He doesn't make the law says African American or whatever. He makes it so that it is specifically like targeting. It primarily targets. It's the wording doesn't have anything about race. It is ambiguous, so that it's like, okay, so people that live in Atlanta, Georgia, whatever, are not allowed to do this, or people that are not white men or something like that. I don't know. Like it is intentionally ambiguous so that other ethnicities can benefit from the thing, from the affirmative action or whatever. If not that, then I'm trying to think of the wording. Like, what the hell is the damn wording? If not that ethnicity, it's ambiguous so that they look at statistics and data so that they can target and fuck over so-called black people, because that was basically what they were doing. This one time, I think in 2016 or something like that, where they said we need the data on black voters so that we can block out them specifically, but then we can say, oh, it's not racist. The law doesn't say black people can't go vote, black people can't do this or whatever, but it is saying, but they did ask, we need some information on where and what times black voters go and vote and stuff like that, predominantly, so that we can invalidate those. And then any so-called stragglers and stuff like that from Edomites or whatever, they accept that as a acceptable loss but their main goals is primarily trying to stop Jake. All right, so Slocky about that. I know it was a bit hard. It was a bit hard for me to bring it out, but Yahawadah, I, for the most part, conveyed the main thing. Continuing on, John chapter 8 verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was murdered from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there was no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. And the thing here is that this is what's going on. This is what's going on here, where with all these government programs, and apparently, yeah, like that's how the thing, because the Edomite women, they didn't have any skills, they didn't have any knowledge on how to do stuff outside of being a housewife. And you know, as their situation had changed, they needed to, you know, become independent, which then led to, okay, well, black women are nannies, black women are able to do all this other stuff, black women black women had to learn to do all this other stuff because of their situation, and as a result of their disadvantage, they had developed skills that these so-called Edomites, so-called white people, did not have. So that's why, you know, you got that. And again, like as I said before, the whole government programs, it wasn't targeted towards black. It was targeted, and that's, again, the truth comes out. The truth always comes out. The Lord showed the truth about what is actually going on. All right. So John 8 verse 44. I already read that. Matthew chapter 24 verse 24. For there shall arise false MANASHAHs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. And this is the thing here where you have this whole concept of the deception that's going on, where people have this false sense of security of welfare queens and stuff like that, and so on and so forth, not really understanding as well as acknowledging the reality that all the things that they're saying, it is actually their people started that stuff, and they don't even and nobody really wants to talk about history. And honestly, I think that for Esau, if he could, he would just delete history altogether. Slocky would delete history altogether. And honestly, he has tried that. I don't know if you know, but the thing is, he was trying to say, we want to get rid of what's that thing called? The history on Native Americans, because that is not a good time in our thing. So they want to, you know, kind of scrub that out of their history and make it so that, we never did anything wrong. We were always the good guys, and we're still the good guys right now, as they actively, you know, lie, cheat, betray, steal, and do the things that they're doing. All right. So anyway, with that being said, let's continue on. 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 11. And for this cause Yahweh shall send them strong delusion, that they shall believe a lie. And we're seeing the lie that they're pushing out right now, where, like, look at what Esau is doing. Look at how Esau is, you know, perpetuating things. All right, where Saki, that's the funny thing. I just realized Esau has the key to success. They had all these different head start, and all the stuff that their people in the government positions gave to them and are still giving to them, and they still fuck up. You still have that poor ass Edomite that can't make it anywhere in his miserable freaking life. That's hilarious to me. And that's incredibly pathetic now, that this is your kingdom. Everything is set up for you to succeed, and your dumbass keeps on failing. So with that, I pray this testimony is edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, Shem YAHAWASHI, Shem Kwakwidash, double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone of Bible, Shalom.